to persevere, and to excel. Not only is it NYU's motto, but it also perfectly describes the user experience for the NYU website until 2 weeks ago. Hello, my name is Atu Nitra, and I want to thank all of you for coming today, and particularly I want to thank the committee chair for organizing us all here today. Today I want to share with you 4 things. 1, I want to share with you the web redesign. 2, I want to tell you about the research and findings I have to back up my decisions. 3rd, I want to show you the mobile prototype for the first ever NYU mobile site. And lastly, I want to share the next steps to talk about how to implement this information. So let's get to what you guys are all waiting to see, the redesign. So right here is the before and after picture of the home screen. So I want to point out that before we had 3 navigations, which we'll find out later was too many. So in the redesign, I only have 1 navigation. It's a global, and it's based on persona. So whoever you associate yourself with, that's where you click on, and then you get a drop down, you hover over the screen to further categorize yourself based on task. For the undergraduate admissions page, right here when you open the screen, the first half, you're bombarded by a sub-navigation with many options and a side navigation with many more links. This doesn't help the user understand where to go. This gives them way too many choices. So in the redesign, I totally gutted the sub-navigation and just consolidated it to 5 main categories. So this provides a better organic browsing experience for the user. And if they want more information, they can click on one of these pictures to get to another page. For the scholarships page, there's not much to point out here, which is really the problem. It was too dense and too much information. So for the redesign, when you first come to the page, you want to greet it by a nice picture and some well-organized statistics, and not information. Once you get past that, you have a better way to scan information and specific ways to understand if you qualify for specific scholarships at a quick glance. A tool that you'll see that Mark needs later on. And lastly, I want to talk about the academic calendar, one of the most widely used resources on the website. So the NYU calendar originally is just too long. However, I did appreciate the ability to scan through multiple semesters very quickly. And so basing my design off that, I created a table instead of a page. And in the same vein, you can hit different semesters. However, there is no scrolling. So it provides a better experience for the user. So I know what you're thinking now. Well, that's nice, but are you just making all of this up? So now I want to share with you the research and talk to you about how I came to these decisions. So first I did what's called a user flow. So my 3 tasks were Mark wanted to find scholarship information, Jessica wanted to find extracurricular activities, and John wanted to find course search. So I want to focus on John for just a second. Now we're all familiar with who John is and what he appreciates in life. So his qualifications make him a perfect candidate for online education. However, if you look at the way he would interact with the site, he has 2 options. 1, he can go through continuing education, in which case he goes through 13 steps before he actually gets to online course search. Or he can go straight to online search from the home. However, this does not guide John in a way that allows him to understand who he is and the options afforded to him. So we need to streamline this process in the redesign. But it's not hard to be confused with the home page. Before you click anything on the home page, there are 137 separate places you can go. 137. Now it sounds alarming, but I don't want to take it at face value. So I actually tested the website as is with users. So I tested 3 people, Will, Guy, and Krista, and I asked them 3 tasks. Paraphrasing, but I asked first, find scholarship information, and I was testing if the home navigation was intuitive. Will said they all were able to find the information. However, when they got to the scholarship page, Will said he was overwhelmed. Guy had a hard time sifting through the information, and Krista was also overwhelmed, and as a result, missed key information to get to further scholarship info. So this tells me that the scholarship page is too dense and too informative. Secondly, the academic calendar, which is located in the top navigation under quick links. Will tries 2 other pages before he finds it. Guy never found it, and Krista tries 3 other pages before she finds it. What this shows is that the quick links and top navigation are not intuitive, and users are not looking there first for information. And finally, I asked them to find the campus map, which is located in the footer navigation. And by this point, Will said he was annoyed. Guy found it very quickly, and Krista also said she was frustrated. And this talks about that most users are experiencing frustration, that they literally have to look high and low for the information they're seeking. I also did a contextual inquiry. Yes, I was here on campus without your knowledge. I went to the Welcome Center and talked to the Welcome Desk to help people. And I asked them, how do you field questions? They said they send people to Google, they don't use the website. Now that's a red flag if I've ever heard one. These are what is called a power user. These people are supposed to be using the website every day, and they're not. They're using Google. And as students, they told me when they were researching NYU, they did not care about campus life, nor did they care about events at NYC. They cared about the schools and colleges, which gave me insight about the prioritization of prospective students. Now, and finally I did card sorting. So this is a task to understand categorization of information. I asked 6 users to categorize the current website. And the key findings were that people who did not feel like they were undergrads were left out, saying that it's not inclusive. People were all confused by the wording, and words convey experience. So someone said that this is a boring university because the wording is boring. And finally, I validated that there are too many choices. So I want to show you the website, or the mobile website. So here we go. We have the NYU mobile website. So this is the home page. You can see the 4 navigation elements, academic calendar here, global, NYU, and contact. I want to go through the mark flow, so I want to find scholarship information. Go to prospective students, undergraduate admissions. And here I am in the scroll page. Okay, I hear scholarships and grants. Drop-down menu. And then I find information specifically about that scholarship without having to go to another page. So the effort with this was to consolidate information that may or may not overwhelm users. So next steps. In October, I'd like to test more user scenarios. In November, I feel confident we can launch our redesign. Between November and January, during core prospective students research time, I want to see through Google Analytics if people are still using Google or if they're browsing. In January onwards, I'd like to analyze the data and iterate as needed. The new redesign will help people connect to information, which is at the core of our university's mission. Thank you.